Why the fuck is there so much fucking news? Dear God. And this is the one day I actually have stories to tell before I even get into the clown world and real world news. So we'll start with a day in the life of Zenlar. Okay, so I'm looking for work right now and I'm waiting on calls. And in the meantime, money's starting to get a little thin. So I have elected to sell off my gold and silver stock. Well, not stock, coins. Coins. Uh, and I go to my bug out bag and to look for my little pouch of gold and silver, and I find it's not there. I'm like, motherfucker, where is it? So I have me a moment, and I tear my house upside down looking for my little bag of money, and then I finally decide to look in my gun closet, and then I look at the floor. I'm like, why do I have four dry boxes? I should only have three dry boxes. You know, my handgun ammunition, my shotgun ammunition, and my rifle ammunition. What the fuck is that fourth one? Crack it open, and then I got my gold and silver staring me in the face. I'm like, motherfucker, I moved it. I moved my fucking coins, and I forgot about it. I must have done this. I must have done this like a while ago because I completely forgot I moved them. And I was like, oh, oh, so good. So once I found my doubloons, I go to my vehicle and proceed to head out. But when I open the door keeps on moving past the point it normally does and slams into my wheel well. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then I notice that the wires that go from the console into the door for like the windows and the power windows and power lock, it's like kind of ripped out out of the console. Everything's still connected and stuff, but the enclosure of the wires was just nylon, like just simple nylon. And I've had my vehicle since 2010. So like the nylon after well over a decade finally gave up the ghost, and that was all that's holding my door from slamming all the way open. So I jerry rig up what do you even call it? Like steel strapping. I got steel strapping that I use to secure my pipes in my basement, and I have a bunch left over. So I pretty much jerry rigged like a little, I don't know, kind of hinge with the steel strapping and a couple of bolts. And that thing is fucking sturdy now. And I have half a mind to do that to the other door because the other door is again well over a decade old nylon. It's probably going to give up the ghost soon. I should probably reinforce that. Actually, I'm going to make a note of that. Pardon Grandpa while he writes down in his notepad. Make passenger door. What the fuck did I call it? Hinge for nylon wires. Like driver's side door. None. Okay. So, door fixed, gold and silver in hand. Go to the bank. And it's like, hey, I'm looking to sell off my gold and silver. And I think I might, for like my little middle of nowhere branch, I think I might be literally the first guy to come in and actually do this. And, the new hire is kind of just like, I want to talk to my boss. And I'm like, okay. And the boss just comes over. It's like, yeah. It's like, we don't do appraisals anymore. So what we're going to have to do is you're going to have to come in on like Monday and we'll set up a meeting so you can get it, signed off to us. And then we'll send it out to our guy, like Toronto or something to audit. And then you'll get your money. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. Still, it's kind of annoying. I was just like, well, not a little annoying, but not terribly surprised. It's like, yeah, I kind of figured a small little branch, not really set up for that thing. So yeah, whatever. What else? I have another note of funny things that happened. Oh yes. So in celebration of actually having a near heart attack of losing damn near like several $1,000s worth of gold and silver, and finding it again, I elected to celebrate by getting a Pizza Hut takeout. And usually, what I get for Pizza Hut takeout is like the three, what is it called, the triple pack, triple treat. I think I call it triple treat. Pretty much, it's two medium pizzas, two sides, two dips, and a little dessert. And the normal dessert I get is the baseline dessert, which is, the large cookie cut into pizza slices of, a giant chocolate chip cookie. But they fucked up my order, and I got the brownie version of the Pizza Hut dessert. And normally that's a $1 markup. So I look at my receipt from Pizza Hut, and it's just like, nope, I got charged the initial one. So I got an extra dollar worth of stuff, and I got upgraded from chocolate chip cookie to chocolate brownies. I'm okay with this. My rationale is it's either a legitimate fuck up or they ran out of the cookie and they substituted the brownie at no additional cost. Either way, I'm okay with this. It's kind of like a cap. It's kind of like capping off, uh, of a somewhat stressful and tiring day because again, I tore the house upside down looking for, you know, what's probably going to keep me, keep the lights on for the next few months. Oh god, what else? Yeah, so on Monday I have that I have to go to the bank on Monday morning to sell off my gold and silver, and then in the afternoon I actually booked an appointment to get my vehicle looked up because the check engine light's been on for a week, and I'm just like, okay, I should probably get that checked out and maybe get the technician to double check and make sure the wires I didn't tear out anything with that wire door thing earlier this morning. Like the windows and the power windows and power locks still work on my door, so it's fine. It's just the wires are just ripped out of the console and just connected, so maybe you can shove them back in or something. I don't know. So that was my excitement for today, and my excitement coming for Monday. Hooray! And with all that hullabaloo out of the way, I got hole 1, 2, 3 full to the brim. 3 full to the brim maximum character limit post in the news links channel. So let's get this fucker underway. Let's see, show the window. I started off with going and using the browser in the window in the corner, and then I moved over to the full screen. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that the initial doing the corner to see the Labradorite background is probably the way to go. Because again, as I said in my general channel the other night, Labradorite is best feldspar. Eat it, Moonstone. Fucking gay ass Moonstone. Labradorite's where it's at. Okay. In the news of another black man following in the steps of Ernie Hudson being fucking blacked and based. Blacked and based. Star Wars icon Billy D. Williams says he doesn't take offense if actors do blackface. You don't go through life feeling like I'm a victim. And the setup for this here is that he was in the interview with the eternal cuck, Bill Mayer. And Bill Mayer is always trying to push his little woke ideology and go with gotchas and, trying to, like, in this particular instance, fucking race bait as he tends to do, fucking Bill Mayer. And good old Billy D wasn't having any of this shit. And the conversation was around the Shakespearean play Othello. And back in the day, one of the movie adaptations of Othello, Lawrence Oliver, played Othello in blackface. So he pulled a Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder before Robert Downey Jr. pulled off Tropic Thunder. This is back in the day. And Bill Mayer was trying to make a point of this. It's like, you can't do blackface. Blackface is wrong. And Billy D was just like, but the character is black. And I want a good actor to play Othello. And if the good actor so happens to be white, then doing it in blackface is what you have to do as an actor. And fucking this here just made like fucking Bill Aaron is like he was just like flabbergasted that a black man was actually in favor of blackface. Like he could not compute this. The thought was not computable in that a black man was defending blackface. It was fucking wild. And again, as I say, Mr. Lando Calrissian himself is fucking based, black and based as fuck. He did not rise to the race bait, and he shut that shit down. It was fucking amazing. Again, I've been saying this for a while now that the tide is turning, and it's going to be glorious. It's fucking glorious. I'm here for it. It's great. Oh god. You know, the, nature is healing. Okay, chat. Nature is healing. Oh god. Speaking of nature healing, report American Society of Magical Negroes runs out of magic. Ends pathetic theater run 3 weeks after debut. Okay, I knew this was gonna bomb. You knew this was gonna bomb. Everybody involved must have known this was gonna bomb. It's like they effectively pulled the movie out early from theatrical run. That's how bad it did. Okay, this movie did so bad they stopped early. That is fucking nuts, and I am just all for it because fuck this and everyone involved. Oh god, I have not even seen this movie. I am never going to see this movie, and I have nightmares of it just from the screen cap alone. I have never seen such a worse green screen effect in my life. Oh my god. It's just like the background and the green screen person does not mix. It doesn't help that she's a fat black nigger. Oh god. It's just so bad. And you gotta wonder, like, it's like daily box office performance: $5,000, $6,000, $9,000, $7,000, $16,000. It's just like, it's just like, oh my god, it did so bad. It did so bad. They had to give it the Maid treatment. This movie was so terminal. They had to move up to Canada and apply for Maid. That's how bad it was. Fucking nuts. Activision Blizzard continues to prove itself as one of the greediest studios in the industry. Slaps $80 price tag on Godzilla X Kong Beast Glove melee weapon for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now this is a twofer for me. One, I love shitting on Activision Blizzard. And two, my boy Kong. They done him dirty. So long story short, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, there's a total of with the promotional campaign for the Godzilla X Kong, there are 4 cosmetic packs you can buy for like there are 4 cosmetic packs you can buy for like $20 a pop, and the only way you can get this glove, like you get the big Thanos glove you can smack around and taunt people with and all that jazz. You can only get that glove if you purchase all four cosmetic packs. So that's a grand total of $80 for this one cosmetic. So you have to buy all the cosmetics, aka 20 times 4, for this thing. It is fucking nuts. For $80, guys, on a Steam sale or a GOG sale, how many games do you think you can buy for $80? Yes, the answer is a lot. You can buy a lot of games for $80. Fuck this noise. Fuck this noise, and much like everything else, this here is going to be the theme for today's stream: is fuck everyone involved. I feel like the need to put on the caption of this picture. The imperial fisting. Such heretical implications. I fist forlorn. And of course, one of the cosmetics is the Godzilla's purple beam as a cosmetic for a gun. Scar King stuff. But actually, I like how they end with a comparison of how bad the cosmetic transactions are at Activision Blizzard. So, for those of you who don't know, in the latest Diablo, one of these cosmetic packs is for $30. You can change the color of your town portal, but each color of the town portal is locked to the character class you play. So it's like if you're playing like a barbarian and you want a color other than the one you get, well, tough shit. You're getting stuck with that one. It's so fucking retarded. It's so fucking dumb. Uh, I am not. I never even got into Diablo 3. I bailed on Blizzard years ago and stuff. And I'm just looking at this Nigress here. It's like a priestess witnessing the summoning of Lilith in Diablo. And I know I hear enough rumblings and stuff that Diablo is not even Diablo anymore. It's fucking Lilith now. It's just like, oh fuck off. Oh fuck off. Fuck this shit. Oh yeah, I need to watch this. I've always been a fan. I have always been a fan of DreamWorks, and the Kung Fu Panda series. It's a soft spot in my heart. In my cold black heart, the Kung Fu Panda series it warms my cold black heart. So I need to get around to watching Kung Fu Panda 4. I can't even remember if I watched 3. I want to say yes, but I'd have to look into it again because I'm totally drawing a blank. I distinctly remember the first one, second one, question mark, third one, and now the fourth one. And apparently Thailand comes back. So, yay, round 2. As the Kung Fu Panda 4 co-director says Hollywood execs okay, this one's wild. Totally see the influence and impact of anime has on the world, but there's but. Still think that audiences don't like these kind of stories. Okay, let me paint a picture for you. Eastern media, aka anime and manga, are absolutely raping. I mean, unlubed raping Western comics and animation. And the fucking echo chamber bubble, whatever you want to call it, of Hollywood executives do not see a problem with this. Okay? You are losing market share to weebs. So you're leaving all that. So like much like a Japanese company, like a Hololive or a Ninja Sanji, like a Hololive or Ninja Sanji, looking at the Western market and saying, "Nah, not for us. We can live without that piece," and leaving all that money on the table. This is the Western equivalent of that. All these Hollywood executives seeing anime and manga do gangbusters, and they're like, "Nah, it's not for us. We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave all that money on the table." I'm like, doesn't matter which direction you come from, east or west. This mentality is just so fucking retarded. I don't understand it. It's so fucking retarded. I'm like, make money, put out a product people want, make money. The equation, the math is not that difficult. I, a complete other math retard, can figure it out. You make product that people want. People will want to give you money. You will become stinking rich. Fucking boggles the fucking mind. And it's just going into details like the exact people are saying this and blah blah blah. The Twitter freaks really like Puss in Boots because it was like, oh, so dark and edgy. But then as a point of contention, fucking Dream 9, Nitori Code, X One Piece, X Dragon Ball Z Super Collaboration Special. It's just like, okay, yeah, let's just have a big special crossover with all our major IPs and do fucking gangbusters. and show fucking Disney and Marvel how it's fucking done. Oh god. Tai Lung's coming back for Kung Fu Panda 4. I really want to watch it now. But my entire rant there is pretty much the long and short of it is just like pointing out like the complete idiocy of the state of the entertainment industry. I mean, like it doesn't. We don't need to hear. We know it's fucking retarded and stuff. But it's just. But I look at it from the point of view of like you could be making money. You could be making like a retarded amount of money. It's like why? Why are you so stupid? Like why? Fucking why? Okay, this is totally Godzilla news. I'm ready for this. My erection is at full mast. I am ready for this. Godzilla X Kong, New Empire's director Adam Wingard's wish to rival a Toho film could finally bring Destroya into the MonsterVerse. For those of you who don't remember, they actually did have a plot line with the Oxygen Destroyer in one of the earlier films. So, like, the groundwork is there. The groundwork, like, all you need to do is to have Destroyer is just have the Oxygen Destroyer used whatever and stuff and whatever bullshit you want to use in this case like hollow earth magic or whatever and stuff blah. I don't care. Having legendary do Destroyer would be fucking baller. I would love it because I don't have a soft spot for the Heisei era of Godzilla. I have a big throbbing erection when it comes to the Heisei era of Godzilla. It is the series that I grew up with as a kid. Gen X and older had to show up. Like I watched them too. They were okay and stuff. But they weren't really my thing. But the Heisei era of Godzilla films, that was my jam. I was literally born into it with Return of Godzilla, motherfucker. Oh, and if Legendary can convince, well, uh, it's kind of funny how like Toho has always been like really stingy with their characters and stuff, but and with the Legendary films doing so good right now, like Toho is kind of like rubber, like their arm is like made of rubber right now. It's like, hey, can we have Mothra again? Can we have Mothra again? We'll pay you the license fee for another movie with Mothra in it, even though she's gonna be in it for like maybe 5 minutes tops. And it's like, okay. It's like, can we do a movie about Destroyer, pretty please? Pretty please with Sugar on top. We'll give you a shit ton of money. And but pretty much like that, this pretty much the director, he's a big fan. Like me, he's a big fan of the Heisei. So he's just like, I want to do Destroyer. I want to do Godzilla versus Destroyer. And I'm like, yes, you want to do Godzilla versus Destroyer? I want you to do Godzilla versus Destroyer. Pretty please. Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so fucking good. Uh, Honestly, Godzilla versus Destroyer was like the fucking chef's kiss peak. That was peak '90s Godzilla. It was just like the introduction of Godzilla's burning form, and oh, such a good fight. Oh, so good. So I got my fingers crossed. I got my fingers crossed. I got my toes crossed. I crossed my dick if I could. I really want this movie to get made. So I'm rooting for the director to get all the bigwigs in on this. It's like, all right, look, I want to do Godzilla versus Destroyer. Make it happen. Oh, okay. Now we're going to get into a repeating story. There's a few instances and variations of the story since it broke. I kind of touched on it previously and stuff, but it really kind of popped off now. So a bunch of people are talking about it. Tomb Raider Shadows of Truth tabletop RPG guidebook confirms Crystal Dynamics working to apologize for franchise's colonial origins. So, for full context, the tabletop game, well, just Crystal Dynamics in general, but really, especially on the tabletop game, the whole franchise is no longer about tomb raiding because of white supremacy and colonialism and British stealing everything that's not nailing down, that kind of shit. So they are literally going like, it's like Lara Croft's problematic past with colonialism and tomb raiding and stuff and blah 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 and all this nonsense. And they're really, really trying to hammer this. And a lot of people aren't having it whatsoever. And it's fucking wild. Developed by tabletop RPG production studio Evil Hat Productions, who readers may remember as the publisher behind the attention-desperate title Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I'm going to repeat that. This is something Phil Foglio would fucking write. And I would read that, and I would ogle at his big-titted art. Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Okay, this is the caliber. This is the caliber coming to the Tomb Raider tabletop RPG. You know, Tomb Raider. So here's a main point. Tomb Raiders are now known as truth seekers, described in game as contemporaries of Lara Croft, who strive to reveal long hidden knowledge and thwart those who would steal and exploit artifacts for their own gains, like traditional Lara Croft, who was pretty much the. Here's the thing about Lara Croft, the character of Lara Croft. The Lara Croft was the anti Indiana Jones. It was less. Lara Croft was always less that it belongs in a museum and more it belongs on my mantle. And fuck that guy getting to it first. That's mine. Okay, that was Lara Croft, OG, original, big pixel titted Lara Croft. Okay, and they ruined my girl. They fucking massacred my girl. It is fucking sad. Oh god. Okay, yeah. I'm going to read the next couple paragraphs verbatim because this kind of lines up a few articles that are going to be coming up. Unsurprisingly, in light of both the premise of its source franchise and the tabletop RPG itself, Tomb Raider Shadows of Truth requires players to raid various ruins and uncover various clues and historical truths they contain therein. To this end, in an ostensible attempt to avoid the work as being problematic, Evil Hat Productions include a disclaimer within the game's guidebook explaining that players that while the Tomb Raider franchise was based on the idea of being an archaeologist explorer, Crystal Dynamics has since moved to distance Lara Croft and her future adventures from the original concept. Something, something, go woke. Something, something, go broke. Oh, water is going to be carrying me through the stream. I just know it. It's just so fucking dumb. Excuse me. What then is raiding? How does it mirror colonial practices? Raiding, as depicted in the original Tomb Raider games and stories, involves going to ancient tombs and historical sites of different civilizations and acquiring artifacts. It operates on the assumption of finders keepers that the grants raiders with the means to drive and the drive to claim ownership of artifacts, regardless of whether they have any historical or cultural claim to the treasure. Later games released in the franchise have started to the work of addressing this by having Lara Croft acknowledge her past mistakes and try to understand and show respect for cultures and communities she comes into contact with. She also worked to reform raider culture and raise awareness of her peers. Oh my god. Yes. I knew this for a long time now, but it's kind of just like hammered the point home. They made my girl woke. Boo. Yeah, I think the signs were on the wall when they cut off her tits. Lara no longer decorates her mantle mythic artifacts. As a raider, she prioritizes seeking out the truth. Much of the game is inspired by humanity, struggling with heroism and her task. We believe all three aspects are an important component in creating a game that celebrates the history and culture while acknowledging the respect of works required to live in the world wounded by colonialism. Oh, God. In this game, we seek to continue in that work alongside Crystal Dynamics by creating a sandbox for you all to tell stories that address colonialist themes and play and create your own stories of respect and support of the people and cultures your seekers encounter. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off. You miserable cunts who don't know an ounce of fun if it were to slap you in the tits. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have tits anymore. So you can't get the hint. Fucking god damn it. It's all so tiring. And you just I'm also going to be coughing because I'm still rocking and cold with the temperature swing. Okay, this one's going to be wild. Strap yourselves in. Anna, aka the Star Wars girl, reports C2E2 revoked her press pass for lack of diversity. YouTuber and Twitch streamer Anna, aka Star Wars Girl, revealed that the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, or C2E2, revoked her press pass for the upcoming convention that is to take place later this month. And long and short of this one here is that when you applied to do a panel or do whatever and stuff, part of the application form is that they ask you, it's like, do you check the minority checkboxes? Does your audience check the minority checkboxes? And of course, her being an online streamer and stuff, and she's like, her response is like, I don't fucking know my audience. My audience is global, bitch. It's like, we gone worldwide. But apparently that's not good enough, and she has like and also the lady in question has like a multi-ethnic background with a bunch of natives and stuff, and it's just like apparently that's not good enough for these people. And so like the C2E2 canceled her press pass, and it's just like, well, tough shit. You're not woke enough, and your audience isn't woke enough. It's just like, peace. Damn, they must have some high bars entry. She's a woman and swarthy. I know exactly. Actually, she goes down the list of her ethnic. She goes over the list of her ethnic credentials. Where is it? Yeah, it's like she elaborated on in a separate thread, writing the reason C2E2 gave for canceling me was diversity requirements. I'm Azorian, Danish, African, and a few others. A true mutt. Azor's population is 242,846. California Azorian is 350,000. The world population is 8.1 billion. So take that is like a 0.007 blah 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 percent. It's like doesn't get more. It does. It's really hard to get more minority than that, and and she's not diverse enough. But of course, the main reason why they probably canceled her is because she couldn't say like, I'm going to bring all the black lesbian cripple transgenders to the table. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like she's not going to bring the majority of the chosen class. So it's just like it's fucking stupid, fucking retarded. It's like I don't get it. That's two handicaps. Danish. No. Danish is not a handicap. Danish is actually a handicap multiplier. So you take all of that and then multiply it by Danish, and that makes it so much worse. Since it's not an addition, it's a multiplication. Her being Danish makes it so much worse. Oh god. Okay, now back to Gamergate 2 Electric Boogaloo proper. Fortnite senior programmer Evan Kinney, latest video game employee to claim being racist against white people does not exist. Now, I need to remind people for those mouth breathers in the back. The reason why you can't be racist against white people because you have to remember the power dynamic of privilege plus power. Okay, we are literally working on early 2010s progressive stack mentality. This shit never went away. Okay, this shit never went away. People just stopped paying attention to it once Gamergate died the death it did. With the son of the corpse of Gamergate 2 walking about, of course, all these fucking progressive stack talking pieces are coming back into vogue. So we're going to be hearing a lot more of this in the not distant future, I assure you. But it's shit we've heard before, so just roll your eyes, nod along, and just like, yep, okay. Epic Games and Fortnite senior programmer Evan Kinney is latest blah blah blah. Kinney shared his objectively false view on X in response to X user Ubaz1337, nice, claiming you can't be racist against white people in Western countries. The user posted, not a hard concept. You can't be racist against white people in the Western countries. Super simple. A 5-second Google shows why. In the follow-up, the user added, there's a racial prejudice, bigotry, but you can't be racist against the majority race. Sorry, not a thing. So it's just like, Okay. Okay. Whatever world you want to live in. Sure. Let's see how this plays out. Tax Zero Zero responded to this writing. We feel differently. Racist anti-white hate is the most important issue right now because, unironically, it is because it's like, oh, we have a protected class now. Unironically, a protected class. Funny how that works. And it's just the twatter going back and forth, and of course Mark Kern is part of this here since again is Gamergate too. So Grums is on the scene with his hot takes and triggering the libs, as it were, owning the libs, to use the archaic parlance, owning the libs. Invigorating. It's like the halcyon days of my check notes, early 30s. Oh god. Because reminder, people, Gamergate was 10 years ago. Oh fuck me. So yeah, it's just another person coming out of the wood. Again, as I am fond of putting it, is people coming out of the woodwork to circle the wagons, and this is just going to continue. Speaking of which, David Hill Jr. defames Andy and Joe as a Nazi and attacks A24 for crediting him on their Civil War movie. This is a movie I might actually. I'm not going to go out and watch. I'll torrent it when a decent torrent comes out. But I might actually watch Civil War because of all. Here's the thing with the Civil War movie, is that it's pissing off. It's much like as everything else in the last decade, is that it pisses off the right people and stuff. So I'm probably going to enjoy it. So if it pisses off the perpetually perturbed, I'm probably going to like it. Now, with the Civil War movie, they actually did use some video footage that Andy captured during the race riots, and they credit him as a thank you for letting us use your footage, Andy. It's like thumbs up. And of course, his name being in the credits of this movie triggered the libs, owned the libs, blah blah blah. We've been here before. uh, in case you're wondering, about watching Civil War, they thank actual Nazis in this credit. Not gonna lie, seeing Andy Andrew and Helen Lewis there really hurts my opinion of A24. Oh no, he is literally shaking. Literally triggered, literally shaking. Famous gay Vietnamese Andy Andrew. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, yeah, you have to remember Andy is not gay enough and not Vietnamese enough, but he's most certainly Nazi enough. Okay, that's the important takeaway. He's not gay enough, he's not Vietnamese enough, but by golly, he has that Adolf gumption about him. That really he's a real go-getter for national socialism. Tila Tequila is a superior gay Vietnamese Nazi in my cough. Oh god. Yeah, so the Twitter thread is just the usual back and forth, the usual slinging back and forth and stuff. We've seen this a million times, but it's still fucking funny. To see them get like hashtag triggered hashtag literally shaking over fucking the gay Vietnamese guy again. Speaking of which, former World of Warcraft lead uh, team lead Mark Kern calls for a memorandum on the purchase of AAA video game titles. I'm kind of with him on this here. Former World of Warcraft team leader Mark Kern calls for the memorandum on the purchase of AAA video game titles. Kern made the call in X writing, calling all gamers not to buy any AAA titles for the next 2 years. That do this in terms of all the woke shit we're seeing nowadays. Anything involved with Gamergate 2 right now. Don't buy any of this slop. Let them fail, and then nature will heal. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Let them starve, let them die, and then nature will heal. And I'm actually for this. Do I believe it's going to work? No, it's not. But but it makes me feel good in the fifis. It makes my fifis feel good, even though it's not. I know it's not going to work because boycotts, unless it involves Anheuser Busch and Dylan Mulvaney. Even then, boycotts at the end they really don't work. They really don't. But it's a nice thought. It is a nice thought going over the Tomb Raider, the thing we covered in the first article. Blah 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 blah. So I don't know. I don't know if this here Occupy was it Occupy Video Game Street. I don't know. Someone more creative with me can come up with a catchy buzz line for it. I am not that creative. I am in fact retarded. The opposite of creative. But by being retarded, I am entertaining. Or so I tell myself. Fuck me, where was I? Oh yeah, there we go. After claiming Embracer Group would exploit the Lord of the Rings, former interim COO Matthew Karch now says that's not the case. So the context with this here is that the Embracer Group owns the rights for the video game publishing rights for any Lord of the Rings media. They own the rights for Lord of the Rings video games, Lock, Stock, and Barrel. And what the guy said at the time at some investor meeting or something, he said to the point of, okay, we own this here franchise, the IP for this Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Let's milk this motherfucker dry, effectively. And of course, nowadays he's kind of walking that back. It's like, no, think about it in context. It's not what I meant. It's like context, man. And it's just like, oh fuck off. Oh fuck off. You were a greedy little geezer, and you got called out for it. You're not sorry. You're not sorry. You're not sorry that you said it. You're sorry you got caught. You fucking asshole. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like later during the Q&A portion, he asked about potential growth and opportunities the company restructured. He answered in part, with some more centralization and obviously non-playing, we're moving from one model to another, but we're going to incorporate elements of consolidation and centralization to our into certain aspects of our business. We're going to have much better picture routines, blah blah blah. The usual corporate speak of like we own this. The usual corporate speak for saying we own this bitch. And didn't Kern Hall get disgraced for cucking his gamer get one? I don't fucking know. I forget. Deus Ex sequel, never ever. Yeah, probably. Sadly. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought this was interesting. I'm not really a super big fan of Lord of the Rings and stuff, but I'm a suck. However, I am a sucker for the I'm not sorry about X. I'm sorry that I got caught. These kind of stories always tickles my fancy. I don't know why. I'm a glutton for it. Yes. Star Wars Outlaws lead writer the Maven of Filth, Nikki Foy's social media protected and website password protected as story trailer gets huge negative reaction. So I've been covering this here for a little while and stuff. So like this here broad is doing nasty again to the Star Wars franchise, and the trailer release for the new game. Of course, it's of course it's fucking Ubisoft. So it's an Ubisoft game, so it's gonna be shit. But having this ear count on top of that there is not helping things. And the trailer got ratioed to hell and back, and since her baby got smothered in the crib and stuff, she went and locked down her social media and her corporate I guess probably professional website or wherever and stuff. Like everything's under lock and key now since she got shat on. And I don't know why. I just find it utterly funny that the instant there's a little bit of negativity, people just have to cry, throw a shit fit, and go into their pillow fort and suck their thumbs. It's just like, it's just I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. Invisible War has been out for 20 years now. Please don't tell me that. Please. Oh, God. Oh, this one here tickled my fancy. Rumor. This is just a rumor. Dead Space 2 remake scrapped due to lackluster sales of Motive's Dead Space remake. The Dead Space franchise was always a soft spot for me because I love body horror. Body horror is my favorite horror. If it's body horror, I get two. I get I get three thumbs up. But the franchise died quite literally. The franchise died with Dead Space 3. And well, again, you could just say EA. EA killed my baby. And there was positive press around the remake and stuff, but I was just like, it's not the same. It's just not the same. So apparently, I'm not the only one who thought it's not the same. And looks like the sales for the first Dead Space remake didn't do good. And allegedly, again, these are just rumors. Allegedly, the second game was in pre-production, and it looks like it got canceled. So, are you sure that the remake did well? Was a Square Enix amount or 2 million was too little? I don't know, man. Numbers, numbers are hard, man. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? But again, this is just rumor. But I wouldn't be terribly surprised. The overall feeling I got from this game was a solid meh. And it's like meh. I was gonna like for a lot of these games and franchises, I won't buy them and I won't play them, but I will watch a commentary, a full playthrough on YouTube and stuff. And I got into like maybe 20 minutes of the commentary list playthrough for the Dead Space remake. I got like 20 minutes into it and I was like, nah, nah, I'm out. I'm done. Nope, not doing it for me. I'm not even a half chub. Not even half chub. Wasn't doing it for me. Was not doing it. Not at all. And it's not, seeing the concurrent player metrics on Steam is not really surprising. Like launch and it's like woof. Right now it's like woof, woof, right down. So I don't know. Take that as you will. Yeah. What do we have? New content from Rossman Group. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a watch later. Only good thing about the remake is the PC port for the original really hates 60 frames per second. Well, here's the funny thing with the Dead Space franchise. The Dead Space franchise is one of the first high definition games. Like that, the original Dead Space was one of the original high definition games, and I mean you had to play it in high definition because you had no choice to play. There was no choice to play Dead Space 1 in high definition because all of the UI, the user interface is diegetic. Like like all those hollow screens you're seeing, if unless you're seeing it in high definition, you're not going to be able to read shit. So, like it was like back in the day, the original game was a technological marvel. I am a bit of a nerd for this game, the old one. I love the first. Okay, my opinion with the Dead Space games is kind of like Terminator. I equate Dead Space 1 and 2 like Terminator or Aliens. Uh, like Terminator 1 and Alien 1, I like better than their sequels. And that both of their sequels are a lot more actionized. The same thing with Dead Space. The Dead Space 1 is a straight up horror game. Dead Space 2 is the actionized sequel, much like Judgment Day, much like Alien. They are okay. They are good films. Me, I prefer the original. Like the original itineration of a horror, whatever, game or movie. Like the strict original horror one, I like better than the actionized sequel. Don't get me wrong, I like the actionized sequel too. Like Dead Space 2 was a good game. I liked watching it. It was a good game. But for personal preference, the first one was better. So some lighting and some muddy textures. Dead Space One still looks real good. It did. Like the aging of the graphics of Dead Space One is fucking black magic. Like the aging of the graphics of Dead Space One is like the aging of the graphics of Jurassic Park. Someone sold their soul to make Jurassic Park. Someone sold their soul to make Dead Space. It does hold up. The base Terminator take objectively correct. I swear I've given this opinion before. It is a long-standing opinion of mine ever since I was a wee lad. Ever since I was a wee lad watching Judgment Ever since I was a wee lad watching Judgment Day in the 90s. It was like, it's okay. This is an okay action movie. But it doesn't it's not Terminator. I want my dark gritty cyber noir. I want my tech noir. I want my tech noir again. But it never came back. So we are limited to the one crown jewel. And same thing with Aliens. And it looks like the same thing with Dead Space. So, whatever. Okay. Tangent aside, a good proper tangent. A healthy tangent. Okay. The Walt Disney Company files to this. Okay, I think I have a couple of these ones. The Walt Disney Company files to dismiss Gina Carano's lawsuit and argues the First Amendment provides a complete defense. Now, the long story short is that this chick from The Mandalorian got fired because of her hot takes on social media. Again, this was this is the age old story. This is the age old story of like hot takes on your personal account that has nothing to do with your work coming back to bite you in the ass with your work. Now, Disney is trying to justify this in the court by saying the freedom of speech and by extension the freedom of association. Okay, this you have to remember this is all taking place in California, so California law does not stand for this shit. So this is not going to work out in court, and we'll get into that in a bit. But this isn't going to fly in the court. But this is literally the leg that Disney's trying to stand on. Is like, okay, we are like the Disney Corporation, like the soulless Disney Corporation is enacting our right of like our freedom of association, and we have elected to not associate with this woman anymore. And like going into like contract law and labor laws and stuff, this is utterly grade A bullshit. And but it's California. But honestly, again, it's California, so you know, flip a coin. Who fucking knows? Going over her role as a Mandalorian, going over Termination. We actually covered this way back when. This is like the update of an old story because I remember mentioning a couple months ago and stuff. She was talking about lawsuit, and then when Elon Musk said like anyone who's suffering employment issues because of free speech, hit me up and I'll cover your court costs. And it looks like she has Elon Musk money backing. And of course, Elon Musk also wants this to go to court. More specifically, Elon Musk and everyone else involved, including me, wants this case to go to court because it will go to discovery. And if it goes to discovery, that means Disney has to open the books on a lot of this sheer shit. Because effectively, they are using discrimination. They are using political discrimination to intimidate and harass and fire people. And this is hella illegal. This is ultra illegal. So if Disney ends up going to Discovery and all the books get shown for the world to see, this is going to be fucking fun. And I think a later article, or maybe towards the end of this one, Disney is currently going ahead, as of the last thing I read. Disney is going ahead with a motion to dismiss the case, and everyone with two brain cells to rub together knows that it's not going to get dismissed because, uh, again, this is literally their defense for dismissal. It's like, we're exercising our right of association. It's like, motherfucker, that's not how this works. That's not how that works. So I've been looking forward to this case for a long ass time, and I need it to happen. I've been overusing the penis joke way too much to the stream, but I need this to happen. Oh god. And now back to our favorite company, Sweet Baby Incorporated, influenced Alan Woke 2, allegedly using bots to boost sales. I am not surprised by this. Sweet Baby Incorporated influenced Alan Wake 2 is allegedly using bots, according to social media analysis mastered of the TDS. Alan Wake 2, a game known to be one of the games Sweet Baby Incorporated was involved in, received an update March 6, 2024 that lowered the official minimum system requirements for the game to run on a PC. He continued, it would seem that somebody attached to Remedy Entertainment may have been worried about the success of the game after Chris Kindred went after Brutus Rambo on February 26, 2024 to promote the game along with the update. It seems the bots were deployed to praise the system requirement changes, allowing them to run the game on their potato computers. Seems there might be a system error in SBI's bank accounts. And he shared numerous accounts repeating similar. Again, you can spot a bot from a mile away. I can spot a bot from a mile away. Anyone who's botting shit nowadays and stuff is plain as day. He then shares numerous accounts repeating similar phrases regarding Remedy Entertainment lowering their minimum GPU requirements to GeForce GTX 1070 Radeon RX 5600 XT, which Remedy announced March 6th, and then going over a bunch of screen caps of literally copy and paste bot C lining to use the proper term from Gamergate 1. And it's just like, I don't know, man. You're telling me a woke piece of shit game development company is using botting practices to artificially inflate their user engagement towards the game? Color me fucking surprised. I am shocked. I am shocked at this startling revelation. Never never in the history of humanity has this ever happened before. Fucking, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're back. We're back to the Carrera case. Legal analyst reacts to Walt Disney Company's motion to dismiss Gina Carano's lawsuit will be another huge fail for Disney. Legal analyst Andrew Esquire hosts the Legal Mindset. So this is the Legal Mindset guy. Legal Mindset does what Ricada don't. Eat it, rackets. This is your superior at work. YouTube channel shared his opinions on the Walt Disney Company's motion to dismiss the Gina Carano's lawsuit. Disney filed a motion to dismiss on April 9th and claimed Disney makes this motion on the grounds that Disney has a constitutional right not to associate its artistic expression with Carano's speech, such as the First Amendment provides a complete defense of Carano's claims. It also states Carano's claims are all barred by the First Amendment as the Supreme Court held in blah, 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 going over court case history and stuff of presidents and blah, blah, blah. Legalese, going over legalese, blah, blah. And pretty much what he does is he's calling out their bullshit and how it's going to fail. And again, I know it's going to fail. Everyone else knows it's going to fail. You don't have to be a lawyer to know this here is fucking bullshit. And unless the judge is a complete like fucking unless the judge is like Vic Mignogna case level of I don't give a fuck and stuff, unless something magical like that happens again, it's like Disney's dismissal is not going to go through. That's all it comes down to it and stuff. And if it does, well then fucking shit be fucked if it does. So just going all over it and stuff, and yeah. Again, so everyone is getting their everyone's getting their popcorn out and getting ready for the shit show, and I'm all for it. Melanie Mac calls for Embracer Group to shut down Crystal Dynamics after developer dishes Lara Croft's Tomb Raider profession. Melanie Mac, one of the most public Tomb Raider fans on the internet, called for Embracer Group to shut down Crystal Dynamics after it was detailed a new tabletop RPG like what we covered earlier. From Evil Hat Productions, the developer is ditching Lara Croft's Tomb Raider profession, and I'm not gonna repeat what I said before. We've already been over this here, but apparently, this Melanie Mac character is like, you know, very thirsty for Laura and super fan and stuff. So okay, whatever. So apparently, she's just they're just parroting what we're all thinking. So who knows? I don't know. We've already covered this, so food for thought for anyone who cares. She's an artif- she's an artifact retrieval agent now. Well, you have to remember, Lara Croft is British, and it's in their blood. British gonna do what a British gonna do. Okay, next. Former Riot Games this fucking thing. Senior concept artist and current Easy Games art director Michael Moreno. Video game developers have again this here shit have an obligation to advance social justice and diverse representation. And what this here is going into, it's going into it's going into the age old argument of like, okay, why okay, if you're going to do a 3D model of a guy, it's a 1-to-1 3D model of a guy, but for whatever reason all 3D scans of a woman now into a video game get hit with the ugly bat. Okay? Like no curves, no tits, ugly ass face. It's just like manish everything is just like this is a fucking epidemic right now, and this is what this is going on about. And yeah. For example, he would use Keanu Reeves and Johnny Silverman from Cyberpunk 27 as a sample. After half a dozen posts concerning Silverhand and the Shadows and Lightning, Moreno took issue with Kern's criticism of Vestige, and they're going over stupid shadows and stuff, and just like it's stupid shit and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like the guys look like guys, but the chicks. But here's what it comes down to: the guys look like guys, but the chicks look like guys. It's like, what's the fucking point? Just take 3D scans of all the guys and just call it a day. If you're gonna do that to women, it's like here's a side by side comparison of the actress, the character scan for the actress is just like got hit with the ugly stick, and then like the guy example is like 1-to-1. I mean, like, fucking come on. I thought it was an '80s male rock star, or just have no woman in games. Don't even get me started. Oh, don't get me started. And again, more side by side comparisons of the character, and then of course they're ragging on weeaboo shit. Yeah, going back to an earlier article. Yeah, funny how Eastern media is doing gangbusters when you have women as fucking hot as shit when compared to Western ones. And of course, dragging out the corpse of Ripley, much like Aliens 3. Much like Aliens 3, these people will drag out the corpse of Sigourney Weaver and Ripley as Ellen Ripley for their go-to of like, here's a strong woman. It's like, fuck off, get new material. Also, Alien 3 sucked. Alien 1, good horror. Alien 2, action sequel, not really my thing. Alien 3 sucked. Alien 3 sucked. Alien balls, because there was a dog alien. And I think the in Alien 3, I think the dog alien was in the theatrical release. Or was that? I forget if it was the director's cut or the theatrical release with the dog alien, because the other alternative was the cow alien. I forget. I forgot. I forgot which cut it was. It's been so long. Again, I watched both. I watched both cuts of Alien 3 like once because it's just overall a shit movie. I don't care what cut it is. It's just an overall shit movie. Have you seen Alien 3 Extended? I really like the Extended. I want to say yes, but again, it's just over. It's just overall. Like, okay, you know what? You know what my favorite part of Alien 3 was? My favorite part of Alien 3 had nothing to do with Ellen Ripley. My favorite part of Alien 3 was the setting and the prison characters, okay? The setting of the setting of an industrial penal colony, like an industrial prison, and the colorful cast of characters of prisoners in Alien 3, that was interesting. I like that. I like the setting and I like the prisoner characters. But the alien crap and the Ripley crap I could do without for Alien 3. Actually, you know what you can do? You can remove all instances of Ellen Ripley and Alien and the xenomorphs from Alien 3, and I would think, and I swear to God, Alien 3 would be a more objectively better movie if you just remove those pieces surgically and just have like a prison like a like a prison uh like a sci-fi industrial penal colony prison with these characters. That would be a good movie. I can't be the only one on this. Yeah, blah blah blah, macaron, blah 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 blah. Okay, moving on. We are really. I am really fucking tangenting about movies today. Jesus fuck. Maybe my subconscious is trying to tell me something. Maybe my subconscious is trying to tell me, "Hey, Godzilla, stop playing Pal World. Go watch a movie." I sort of agree, but good luck getting that funded. I know. I know. If I were to get anything, I've told the story. I've told the story before. I have two. I have two movies in my brain. I want to exist. Actually, yeah, two. Okay. Movie number one is my dream movie. My dream movie is John Carpenter's The Thing with Day of the Dead stuck in a blender. So what you have, my favorite, my dream story. I gotta stop talking with my hands so my camera doesn't spaz out. My dream movie is John Carpenter's The Thing by way of George Romero's uh, Day of the Dead. So what you have is you have the Thing one. The Thing one and the biosphere has become all Thing, but there is still an underground isolated military holdout with dwindling supplies, everyone on edge, blah blah blah. And I got a bit more and stuff. Uh, I got a bit more to it and stuff, but that's pretty much what it comes down to. And I have all these ideas in my head, but it'll never see light of day. Well, the Godzilla Kong movies out. I watched New Empire. New Empire was good. I've told this on a previous stream. I like this Godzilla X Kong better than Godzilla vs Kong. I don't know what it was with Godzilla vs Kong. It didn't really do it for me. But this one here, New Empire, it was fun. It was a fun movie. Here's my opinion. I've mentioned this on previously. Growing up, I was not about the goofy show up Godzilla films. Even now, I'm not big on the goofy Showa films. However, the goofy new Godzilla media, for example, the old conversation was Godzilla Singular Point. Godzilla Singular Point is the best Showa movie never made. And in that same vein, Godzilla X Kong New Empire is the best Showa movie that was never made because it's big, over the top, fun. This is the crux of things. Godzilla X Kong was a fun movie. I liked it. It was a fun movie. I'm sorry, but King Kong fucking beats a motherfucker with a baby Kong. 10 out of 10 would do it again. I really like the evil Monkey King was King Louis from Jungle Book. Yeah, pretty much. Unironically, pretty much. No, like Godzilla X Kong was a good movie. So when I watched that, that's probably the reason why I have the movie itch again and stuff because I watched that the other week. That's probably why I have movie itch. Okay, before I lose my train of thought, the second movie I mentioned before that I want to be made is a POV, no human, no dialogue, POV, first person, what was that fucking first person, killing Henry, killing some whatever, literally first person POV, kaiju, no human storyline. You can have like them trying to fight the monster, but POV, no humans, no dialogue, just a giant monster kicking ass. That's it. Hardcore Henry, yeah, that's it. Thank you. I want the Godzilla equivalent of Hardcore Henry. That's all I want. That's my second dream movie. Have a first person kaiju melee battle. That's shit. That shit would fucking sell gangbusters. Of course that was probably a sales pitch for Hardcore Henry, and Hardcore Henry I don't remember doing that good. Maybe the world is not ready. Maybe the world is not ready for such awesomeness. Oh fuck me, where was I? Saber Interactive. There we go. Space Marines, Smurfs, Blueberries, Robert Goodman's boys. Okay, I'm done. Saber Interactive co-founder Matthew Karch, AAA development has become very risky. No shit. Uh, I'm going to probably get some flack for this, but I equate AAA game development with modern Hollywood. AAA game development is like modern Hollywood in that the budgets are bloated, the scope is bloated. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's just like the modern entertainment industry is a bloated mess, and it needs to be put out of its misery. Doesn't matter if it's movies, doesn't matter if it's games. It's all the same problem, and in a lot of cases, the same people. Let's see. Saber Interactive co-founder Matthew Karch, who recently reacquired the company from Embracer Group, God bless, via Beacon Interactive, shared his thoughts. AAA development has become very risky. In an interview with IGN following the sale of Saber Interactive to Beacon Interactive, Kirch commented on the state of AAA gaming. In general, I would say that AAA development has become very risky, and that's where Saber is different. Saber, I believe, can create AAA, but not at a AAA budget. Later in the interview, Karch discussed the current $70 price point for PlayStation 5 and Xbox games. I think that as games become more expensive to make, the $70 title is going the way of the dodo. Motherfucker, I still remember when games were 60. I still haven't even gotten over them being 70, and now they're going up to 80 and 90 and more. I just want to play a video. I just don't think it's sustainable. Look, you remember the Hyper Cyberpunk, which I think actually ultimately performed okay, but when the expectations are so high that so much money is put into one title, it's hugely risky for the company that's doing it. What if it fails? This is true. Then he brought up Ubisoft. Oh, Ubisoft. Oh, you little scamp. Oh, Ubisoft, you little scamp. You remember what happened when Ubisoft a couple years ago? All their titles slipped out of the year, and then all of a sudden they were in an entirely different place. Yeah, it's hard to recover from that. I think the market is going to shift to development, which is not necessarily lower quality, but there's going to be an emphasis on trying to find ways to reduce costs. He asserted, and it's going on and on and on. Going over Lara Croft crap, blah blah. We've been over that, so I don't know. I kind of agree. Though. Game companies need to become need to become lean and mean because the age of the bloated mess is coming to an end, whether they like it or not. All right. Okay. Last Park Place and then Zero Head next. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Video game marketer Chris Hines attacks gamers as spiteful failsons and wishes Gamergate dorks fade into oblivion. Oh, cupcake. Cupcake. Chris Hines, co founder of Ignition Facility, a company that claims to provide various marketing strategies to video game companies, chose to attack gamers as spiteful failsons. You basket of deplorables, you. In a post on X, Hines wrote the central player relations manager at Riot Games, try saying that 10 fast, in 2011 and 2016 wrote, vibrating intensely as I manifest the reality where everyone just ignores all these Gamergate dorks and fade into oblivion. They're a vanishingly small segment of spiteful failsons who simply can't shut the fuck up. Yeah, same to you there, cunt. It's unclear what Hines' motives for attacking the people he's trying to market to, but he did. This is old at this point. But he did post at the beginning of March that his company was seeking a community marketing associate. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go over swimmingly. He wrote, "Attention games and games community marketing folks looking for work. We're hiring a community marketing associate to help our clients grow incredible communities for the games." Eh, possible that Hines decided to attack gamers in an attempt to defend the various video game community managers who have made it clear they too hate gamers. Many such cases. Wow, he's pulling out all the not cool enough for insults, huh? Marketers need to shut up before people realize how inflated the marketing budget is. Don't say that. Can you think about the poor bean counters? Have you thought about your poor local bean counters today? Without the bean counters, everything wouldn't be so fucking expensive when it comes to entertainment media because the marketing budget is twice the production cost to actually make the product. Bean counters. I know. I, I'm not gonna name names, but a surprising number of people in the air quotes community, in our community, are actually bean counters. So me using the terminology bean counters and saying it with such vitriol is doubly amusing for me. Of course, some of you get the joke. Much love. It's like bean counters brackets derogatory or bean counters brackets endearing. Marketing budget more inflated than Dobson's art. Hey-oh. Bean counters are the ice. Bean counters are the ice agents. Oh, bring out both guns blazing. Oof. Mark Kern again. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Oh no, age old stuff. Shitting on your, it's the age old thing of shitting on your customers. See how it works out for you. Blah blah blah. Okay. Now changing gears to real question mark clown world. Also question mark. Oh fuck off. Load archive. Load, you filthy bitch. Don't make me look for the article itself, because I will. Okay, I made the archive. Is archive down? I'm gonna check next one. I think archive is shitting the bed. I think archive is shitting the bed right now. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Oh no. Oh no. Thankfully, I saved the. Thankfully, I have the article title, so I can just look up Zero Hedge X feed because they post them stuff. So I can find the articles and stuff. But it looks like the archives are down right now. Oh, that's shit. Okay, archive. We hardly knew ye. Okay, moving on. Scottish First Minister declares anyone who reported his anti-white speech to police is far right. The furor over Scotland's draconian new hate crime law rumbles on, as we covered repeatedly, peaking off with J.K. Rowling, and of course, people flooding the police with hate crimes. First Minister Husmaz Yousaf, yeah, real Scotsman there, has now stated that the only people who reported his infamous anti-white speech as potential crime white crime. Freudian slip on that one. Hate crime are far right. In an interview with BBC, Yusuf took issue with the hatred description of his 2020 speech, wherein he complained that every political position in Scotland was held by a white person. It's almost like the fucking majority population of the ethnic group in Scotland is fucking white. Funny how that works. Only the most absurd news from rainy Pakistan as always. Scotland is no UK rain. Okay, calling the UK rainy Pakistan. Okay, well, what does that make Canada? Because Canada has a fuck ton of Indians. Well, so are we just so is okay? So if Britain is rainy Pakistan, that makes Canada icy India. Hey, alliterative bonus, alliteration bonus. Icy India. Print it, ship it. Okay, blah 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 blah. So yeah, pretty much. Racist motherfucker gets called out for being a racist and calls people who calls racist man racist are in fact the true racists. Many such cases. That's all this comes down to. Oh no, hiccups. I've been having hiccups all day. Oh no, hiccups. I beg of you. No, not now. Oh, India, the cooler India. Okay, that one works too. Switzerland. Okay, I need a drink of water for this one. I need a drink of water. My brain's gonna hurt for this one. Also gonna have some lip balm. My lips are getting chapped. Okay, hydrated and lip balmed. Ready to rock and roll. Switzerland violated human rights by not tackling climate change quickly enough. ECR, I can do this. ECHR rules in landmark case. I seen your hands, dude. You are immune from racism. Oh, shush. I'm only black from the waist down, not hands. Actually, wait. I forgot. I forgot. I have Marfan syndrome. I'm a lanky motherfucker. My hands are literally below my waist. Fuck. You win this round, Swede. You win this round. On a technicality, you win, asshole. Let's see. National governments are infringing on citizens' human rights by not doing enough to tackle climate change. The European Court of Human Rights has held in a landmark ruling that could have far-reaching consequences and influences climate policy across the continent. Oh, you're responding to sarcastic Batman. Okay, nope. Makes sense. Story checks out. I'm biting my lip now. Can't do it. Give me a moment. Scrape off all this dead skin. Reapply my lip balm. Because talking with chapped lips feels wrong and nasty. Okay. Magmas. Let's see. Claim against their national government for perceived failures to act sufficiently in reducing carbon emissions, claiming the existing climate policy was violating human rights. The group also claimed that the heat wave impacted the mental well being of elderly citizens more because they are less able to go outside and withstand the heat, which they argue affects their quality of life. Domestic governments are obligated to take responsible and appropriate measures to secure these uh, rights and steps members of the Kilma Sonaran group claim the Swiss government had not taken. Judgment in third of three similar cases. The court was asked to consider respect to the correlation between climate change and human rights. Oh, fuck off. This is where I'm having a problem with. This is where I'm having a problem with the whole climate death cult thing of equating like it's like, oh, because the climate is changing, the end of the world is affecting our quality of life. It's affecting the black people, it's affecting the old people. It's like, oh, fuck off. Just 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 fuck off. Immune to racism or immune to being a racist. Yes. I don't know. So again, this is Europe. This is Europe, so who fucking knows how this here thing will go out. The fact of not doing enough for the environment, and you can be legislated against because of it. Stuff is just fucking. This is literally 1984. It's fucking retarded. They should really call out China and India if they care about climate shit. Yeah, but you have to remember the China and India part of the equation is like it's like asking a feminist, okay, if you're a real feminist, go to the Middle East. Same energy, same energy. It's like I'm all about feminism. Okay, go to Saudi Arabia, then we'll talk. And it's like I'm about the environment. Okay, go China, then we'll talk. Immune to being a real racist note does not apply in Asia, African, Oceania, except Australia, New Zealand, and South America. You had to put in the brackets too sarcastic madman. Fuck off. I'm still gonna read chat. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if you guys are having conversations amongst yourselves. I'm still gonna read out in chat. Okay, focus. China ditches U.S. farmers for Brazilian ones and protest of land ownership rules. I've covered this before. In that, in a lot of Republican states, there are laws being passed where this is a long known issue we've covered in the past of China owning a lot of farmland in the United States, and a lot of state governments now are pushing back against private land, mostly farmland ownership by the Chinese. You know, the Chinese owning American land and selling American food to Americans is really fucked up, and a lot of people are cracking down on this. Now, this is the follow up to that, where it's like, okay, if in China's case, it's like, okay, whitey, if you're going to do that, then we're going to pull one on you too, fucking baizo. And China dishes U.S. farmers for Brazilian ones and protests for land ownership rules. So this is kind of tied into the BRICS. Like Brazil, Russia, India. I forget the rest, but the new economic power block, the BRICS nations and stuff. So China is throwing its weight around and saying it's like we own you Brazilians. Yeah, either we have Bugman owning land or Bill Gates owning land. Yeah, pretty much. Either way, bugs are involved. Yep. Selling farmland to foreigners should just be treason. In the end, nothing is more important than food security. I know this. You know that. Try telling some of these motherfuckers. And it's pretty much this topic we covered before, going over the examples of the tit for tat and the examples of China owning American land. Well, America, so now China's playing that, going to play that game, and it's using Brazil as a third world. China is coming in and using Brazil like the United States uses Mexico for cheap labor. It's all still South Central and South America being used for farm slave labor. It doesn't matter if it's Uncle Sam. Doesn't matter if it's is Xi Jinping. It's all the same. Oh God! Hey, archive's working again! Hooray! I need another drink. If that was rum, I'd be dead by now. No taxes for black folk, says Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett. Democratic Representative Jasmine Crockett, Democrat, Texas, has suggested that black people in the United States pay no taxes, reported Dallas City Wire. No taxes for nigger, then no Gibbs for niggers. I agree. I totally agree. Just this past week, I okay. I have to go in the full. I have to go into Ebonics mode on this one. Short, give me strength. Just this past week, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, that's not unnecessarily a bad idea. Oh God, my desk assistant is rebelling at the Ebonics. But I'd have to think through it a lot. Crockett said in the video interview shared in April 9 by X account. And wokeness. Oh God, hiccups. I think my diaphragm is quieted down. I'm going to jinx it by saying that. Okay. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket, said Crockett. This is the very same. Jasmine Crockett who, during a September 2023 hearing on the impeachment of Joe Biden, said of the president and his son Hunter Biden, "I will tell you what Joe Biden has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child." Well, how about we mention how much Biden loves his daughter, or taking showers with her when she was underage? If that's the flex you're going to go with, let's take it to its logical conclusion, there, lady. Crockett 42 has represented Texas 30 congressional districts since 2023. She previously served in Texas House of Representatives from 2021 to 2023. She introduced 60 bills in her first year at the Texas House, none of which passed. What a shock. A native of St. Louis, Crockett attended Rose College, blah, blah, blah. Just going over all her details. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Okay. Ooh, this one. Alex Jones. Okay, this, hold on to your butts. This one's wild. Alex Jones to sue the CIA after undercover report claims agency went after him hardcore. InfoWars founder and host Alex Jones says he plans to sue the CIA following the release of an undercover sting in which an alleged CIA officer claims that the U.S. intelligence community took his money away to chop his legs off. The employee, a CIA contracts officer in San Diego named Gavin O'Bleneth, tells the undercover journalist you can kind of put anyone in jail if you know what to do. Adding, you set them up. You create the situation to where they have no choice but to act on their impulse. And once they act on the impulse, some would call that entrapment, which it is. Nothing like putting out fake social media things to like really get people mad, Oblanis continued. When asked who the CIA had messed with, Oblanis mentioned Alex Jones, implying the agency was involved in Jones's lawsuit and encouraged Sandy Hook families to sue. We just say there's no federal statute being broken, but you have the option for a civil case, and that's a pretty good case in our opinion. Watch Alex Jones portion beginning 427. Yep. Jones to sue. Following the release of the footage, Alex Jones told journalist Benny Johnson that he's going to sue the CIA. He needs to be subpoenaed by Congress, Jones said of Oblenis. I am planning to launch a lawsuit against the CIA and the FBI. We have to bring all this out, and right as my bankruptcy comes to a close, right as the stuff is being finalized, it's really God's work working here that this came out at this time. Jones says he's speaking with several lawyers to explore options. So, I mean, this is just interagency rivalries, FBI versus CIA. I know, but hear me out. This is kind of like Elon Musk backing Gina in her beef with Disney, because here's the thing: Discovery. Discovery is the fun thing. If Disney goes to Discovery and all their bullshit comes out, that's a win. If Alex Jones brings a case against the CIA and it goes to Discovery, I know the CIA is going to fucking bullshit stuff. I know. Whoever loses will win. I guess. Yeah. But in the Gina case, I want her to win. In the Alex Jones case, I do want him to win, because it's really not. This is not really a case of asshole versus asshole. It's a case of Alex Jones. Alex Jones versus the Glowies. Alex Jones. Alex Jones enacting the will of Terry Davis. Glow in the dark CIA niggers. Fuck off. Alex Jones. That is what I'm getting at. So, fingers crossed. I'm not going to hold my breath, but fingers crossed. Excuse me. Oh, this one gave me a chuckle too. Every time you hear me audibly gasp, it's a good one. Plagiarism scandal hits the Fed. 1776 will commence again. Alex Jones joins Gamergate 2. All we got to do is get Donald Trump to tweet out hashtag Gamergate. In this case, is Alex Jones. Alex Jones for Gamergate 2. Okay. Plagiarism scandal hits the Fed. Another week, another plagiarism scandal in the Ivory Towers. This time, journalists Chris Rufo and the Daily Wire's Luke Rosiak found that a Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook appears to have plagiarized her academic work in violation of her former university's policy. We covered this. Care shit ad nauseum, from the fallout of the anti-Semitic congressional hearings with the Ivy League schools, Claudine Gay, that whole rabble and stuff. And it's kind of funny to see. Wow, you mean those there weren't isolated incidents? Color me surprised. I am shocked. I am shocked at the startling revelation that this here was a systemic issue throughout all of academia, particularly black academia. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Is it looks like she plagiarized. It looks like yet another strong, independent black woman and ends up plagiarizing a fuck ton of her academic writings. What a shock! So and just going over all the receipts and stuff, and it's just like pretty much what it comes down to is like, what this comes down to is reset the clock. We got another one. I have a feeling we're going. I have a feeling that this here particular little sub theme is going to be a recurring element in the future. Mark my words. Nigger stealing. Perish a thought. I agree. Da, 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 da. Ah, and because it's not a news stream without me mentioning COVID. Popular paper on ivermectin and COVID 19 contains false information. A popular study that claims ivermectin has shown no effectiveness against all cause mortality contains false information but remains uncorrected. It's almost like these motherfuckers have an agenda on this. So it's just going over the numbers and the studies and the actual information, and pretty much it's this is a tried and true case of them massaging the information and using weasel words to get what they want in a response of anyone reading this research of the like, well, we totally did well. It's like this here did not prevent absolute death by being crushed by an elephant. Kind of thing. It's like remember when the Rona was making the rounds and stuff, and people who died from motorcycle accidents or car accidents were like, well, they had COVID in their system, so they clearly died from COVID. Ignore the fact they got turned into paste by hitting the wall at 200 miles an hour. They totally died from COVID. Trust me, bro. It's the medical experimentations study clinical trials equivalent of that, effectively. And this is why it's Weasley bullshit. I can't stand, and it's just like, fuck off. You just fuck off. It's like you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. It's like you're by hook or by crook. But he coughed and lost control of the bike. Yeah, that kind of shit. Yeah. Oh god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Motherfucker. Okay. I was reading a lot of news articles and I was making these posts, and it looks like I've encountered the problem where mobile posting on Discord, it does like the desktop version of Discord. It has the very big obvious prompt of you hit character limit. Notification: you hit the character limit for this message, but on mobile it's not really so clear. And I actually lost a couple of articles I was going to read and stuff because fuck, it's gonna bug me now. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna make a detour right now. Because there's another COVID related news article I was going to cover. Fuck, what was it called? FDA. I'm being stubborn on this. I know I made the archive for this. Aha! I did. Okay. Little detour. Little detour since we're on topic. Finally, it happened. The Federal Drug Administration and the Food and federal the U.S. Food and Drug Administration finally takes down ivermectin post after settlement. I covered the entire saga of this here, so I was gonna kick myself. Yeah, I would definitely kill myself. No, I'm not on YouTube. I don't have to worry about making suicide jokes. I would have definitely killed myself if I didn't if I didn't mention this story, because this is the conclusion to a long running story that I've been covering. So let's get to it. FDA finally takes down ivermectin post after settlement. Social media posts urging people not to take ivermectin as treatment for COVID-19 has finally been taken down by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The FDA removed posts from X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, stating, "You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Seriously, y'all, stop it." The post has remained up even after the regulatory agency agreed to take them down as part of a settlement in a legal case brought by doctors who said the post wrongly interfered with the practice of medicine. The March 21st settlement said the FDA would take down the specific post within 21 days. The posts were made in August 2021. The FDA also deleted the following post. In August 2021, Instagram post that said, "You are not a horse. Stop it with the ivermectin. It's not authorized for treating COVID." April 26, 2022, Twitter post that said, "Hold your horses, y'all. Ivermectin may be trending, but it still isn't authorized for approved to treat COVID-19." The post directed people to an FDA webpage titled, "Why You Should Not Use Ivermectin to Treat or Prevent COVID-19." The page itself acknowledged the FDA approved ivermectin to some uses, but taking the drug as an unapproved use, it can be very dangerous. Currently available data does not show ivermectin is effective against COVID-19. Fuck off. We have mountains of proof at this point. Fuck off. The agency pointed to a database of clinical trials testing ivermectin against COVID-19. Some of the trials showed the drug worked against the illness. Doctors commonly prescribe FDA-approved drugs for a range of purposes, including outside the scope of their approval. The practice is known as off-label prescription. The FDA ivermectin post gained tremendous traction across social media and news outlets, prompting internal excitement. Emails obtained by the Epoch Times showed millions of people saw the post. "That was great. I even saw it." Dr. Jan Woodcock, the agency's acting commissioner at the time, said in one missive, "The FDA has not alerted its followers on social media that you removed the post." 2022 celebrated the development. Hooray. Go. Maybe they're part cow or part horse. This is monster girl discrimination. I know, right? Think about all of the horse and cow girl VTubers out there. Clearly, this is racist and specious discrimination. Clearly. But what it comes down to is they finally took on the post after being literally told by, like a federal judge, say, remove those posts. Finally happened. And that's all it comes down to it. And I'm going to slot this. I'm going to slot this where it should belong. If I have enough room in this current post. Let's see, where was I? Popular page and ivermectin. Yep, there we go. Paste. Copy. Paste. Save. Hey, didn't hit cap. Good. Okay, next. Okay, this one's okay. I remember someone in the Kiwi Farms thread for the bridge thing. I remember someone literally making this joke. I vividly remember someone literally making this joke. Radical left group demands Baltimore Francis Scott Key Bridge to be renamed over racism claims. Far left group Caucus of African American Leaders of Andrew County, Cal, which has been put on a multi-year rampage across Maryland, removing controversial statues we've covered before, pushing reparation solutions, repeat, in Annapolis, called for the state officials to rename a recently collapsed 1.6-mile Port Baltimore Bridge because the current name Francis Scott Key Bridge is racist. And here's why, by their logic. The new bridge hasn't even been built yet, and not even built for years. Still, Cal is already arguing that Francis Scott Key, the man behind the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner, literally that's all this guy did. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner. That's it. But apparently these guys demeaned black people with the song lyrics that he enslaved people according to So like him making the Star Spangled Banner magically made niggers get chained and shackled. This is their logic. This is literally the mindset of the Society for Magical Negroes. Okay? This dude making the Star Spangled Banner magically made America racist. I can't even. I just fucking can't even anymore. The Donkey Kong Memorial Bridge, formerly Francis Scott Key. I was gonna go with. Oh, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. I'm doing it. I'm gonna jump and use the article. No, no. Instead of the Donkey Kong Memorial Bridge, what we should have is drum roll. Don't scroll. Open link. We have the O.J. Simpson Memorial Bridge. O.J. Simpson, the juice, dead at 76 after cancer battle. O.J. Simpson, the once celebrated football star who was famously acquitted in the 1994 murder case of his ex-wife and her friend, is dead after a multi-year cancer battle. He was 76 years old. If the glove fits, you must acquit. I still remember watching. I watched live the fucking Bronco chase. Man, that was a wild time. The juice. The juice is dead. The juice is going to get the Memorial Bridge. What the fuck? This is how I learned. I had to. There was a couple of articles in between this one and the last one. But since you made the Donkey Kong joke, I had to do this. Yes, this is how you hear about the juice being dead. You learn the juice is being dead right here, live on Reading the News with fucking Sendler. Oh god. Just soak that in. That's how you heard that O.J. Simpson was dead. But yeah. Yep. The juice is dead. So maybe the bridge will have the new name of the O.J. Simpson the O.J. Simpson Memorial Bridge. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh god, I needed that. Oh, I needed that laugh. Okay. Trudging on, like good little dutiful soldiers that we are. I am going to lecture you on climate change. BBC reporter gets schooled for hypocrisy. This one's actually really fun. On March 28th, President Mohammed Irfan Ali of South American country of Guyana. I've been covering the Guyana snafu with the recently discovered oil and gas fields and stuff. And there's been, well, of course, the alleged invasion that's going to go on with them, but that's a whole different subject. But in terms of this here, is that became an instant hero to what too many, as he refused to take lectures on climate change from a BBC reporter during an interview. In a 2-minute video clip that went viral on X, formerly Twitter, other social media, President Ali turned to the tables on BBC's Stephen Secker when the reporter accused Guyana of worsening the climate crisis by allowing the exploitation of newly found oil and gas reserves. Over the next decade or two, it's expected that there will be $150 billion worth of oil and gas extracted off your coast, Secker told the president. It's an extraordinary figure, but think of it in practical terms. That means, according to many experts, 2 billion tons of carbon emissions will come out from your seabed from those reserves and released into the atmosphere. Guyana's head of state quickly rebutted. Let me stop you right there. Did you know that Guyana has the forest the size of England and Scotland combined? A forest that stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon, a forest that we have kept alive. Again, much like the black actors being based in black, this guy is being based in brown. When the reporter asked President Ali whether the rainforest gave him the right to release the carbon, the Guyanese leader reported, "Does that give you the right to lecture us on climate change? I'm going to lecture you on climate change." Being lectured by the BBC on climate change is not a new development. It's what the state-supported media service often does in hectoring tones, but the BBC correct in his is the BBC correct in his proclamations about what the climate science, air quotes, says? This is an age-old topic at this point, so I'm not going to beat this any more than I already have repeatedly over the months to this point. and it's just going over all the twatter post of calling out the BBC bullshit of like, and of course this guy, of course the giga chat energy of this guy is like, it's like yeah, we're going to be pumping out a bunch of carbon into the atmosphere with our oil and gas fields, but have I mentioned how we have this giant fuck off forest, uh, the state protected and stuff that we have, this bigger. It's like our forest for that's a carbon sink is bigger than your goddamn country. Shut the fuck up, you little British twat. I just love it. I just love it. Uh, I just finally saw your last comment. If the corpse don't fit, you must have quit. God damn it. God damn it, Maureen. God damn it. I'm dying. You're killing me. Ugh. Going over the hypocrisy of climate stuff. We've covered this before, but again, just the main takeaway point of this guy is brown and based, telling the BBC where to shove it. It's great, great. Okay, I'm gonna open up this twofer. This one was a twofer, and the Wall Street Journal one was submitted by our Lord and Savior Pipkin. So I'm gonna quickly go over the zero hedge here is a follow up piece because it's commentary on the original piece, and I'm just gonna really cover the follow up piece because it's a little more short and to the point. So long story short is that U.S. drones are overpriced and they're effectively pieces of shit. The U.S. drones that are going to Ukraine are like overdeveloped, expensive pieces of shit, and like they're suffering like radio jams left, right, and center. You can't control them. It's just one giant shit show and stuff. And the American-made drones are so overpriced and so bullshit, like that Ukraine right now is turning to fucking China. It's turning to Chinese-made drones, and it really the whole take of this here comes down to the last two lines, and this is what the shitty U.S. drone things comes down to, and this is an opinion I wholeheartedly, emphatically, biblically agree with. I suspect China is selling drones and drone parts to both Ukraine and Russia. What a racket. Meanwhile, U.S. drones made to U.S. Defense Department specs are garbage. I agree. That's all it really comes down to for this. It's so bad that they're going to China, and I agree that China is playing both sides. This it is known. The O.J. Simpson one we went over, and I'm gonna be chuckling for days that this Porian, this is how you found out that the juice is dead. This is gonna be a feather in my cap. This is gonna be a feather in my cap. Almost like the Soviet Union, Russia spent 60 plus years developing countermeasures to American tech, especially when it comes to electronic warfare. I know, right? Funny how that works. And the Wall Street Journal post, the original post, the OP goes into more detail. It goes into more detail, but effectively, yeah. The funny thing is with most American drones right now is that they are tested in America and under like ideal conditions. Like all these overpriced, over-designed American drones they aren't tested in real world conditions. So the instant they hit real world conditions, they go kaput. And then that's kind of like the crux of it and stuff, which is amusing. Oh god. Okie dokie. We got a couple more, then we're done. Oh my god, 2 hours. Nice. I was kind of wondering if this was going to go long because these are a lot of fucking articles. Oh my god. But 2 more to go. Berkeley students disrupt a dinner at law dean's house, accuse law professor of assault. Not U.S. UC Berkeley's law school dean Erwin Chemerinsky and his wife, law professor Catherine Fisk, faced a bizarre scene this week when third-year students invited into their home for a dinner held a disruptive protest and refused to leave. Students accused Fisk of assault after she tried to pull a microphone from her hands of Malak Afanaf Neth Alak, leader of the Berkeley Law Students for Justice in Palestine, of course. Fucking course. Malak had been featured by Berkeley as a website discussing how, as a proud Muslim immigrant, a first gen low income student, and survivor, I know exactly what it feels like not to have anyone in your corner, she added. As leaders of Berkeley Law, we have the privilege of being in spaces where we can gain access to surrounding the U.S. legal system information as gatekept and withheld from the very communities that's often needed the most. Marlang Bar, leader of Students for Palestine. Effectively. It appears that one of the privileged spaces was the dean's house. Cheminsky was warned that the protest might be held at his home. Moreover, flyers appeared around campus opposing the dinners. Cheminsky discussed this threat in a statement at school. Students responsible for this had leaders of our student government tell me that we did not cancel the dinners. They would protest at them. I was sad to hear this, but made clear that we would not be intimidated and the dinners would go forward for those who wanted to attend. I said that I assumed that any protest would not be disruptive. Oh, my sweet summer child. The Berkeley Law Students for Justice Palestine depicted Dean Kaminsky in a cartoon with a bloody knife and fork, which were denounced as anti Semitic and raised images of ancient blood libel against Jews. Havanaglia plays off in the distance. It's like, Zionist Gem, well, Gaza starves. And just going over all the protests and the petitions, and I find it really difficult to have sympathy for these motherfuckers because, again, this is the generation that they've whipped into a frenzy for this here shit. So the monsters are coming home to roost. So my sympathy is out the window. My sympathy for my sympathy for these motherfuckers got defenestrated in Prague. It's dead. It's on the ground and covered in shards of glass. It's dead. I have no sympathy for these assholes. And now, wrap up at the 2 hour mark ish. Last story. In the return of our telenova series of Fannie Willis, swag, computers, and travel. Fannie and hot seat again after Department of Justice uncovers inconsistencies with the $480,000 grant. The Justice Department has uncovered inconsistencies in a $480,000 federal grant used by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis 2 years after she fired a whistleblower who warned against misusing it to pay for swag, computers, and travel. Sorry I'm late, but at least I made it. Thumbs up. According to the Washington Free Beacon, the grant is riddled with reporting discrepancies from Willis's office. During our review of the award to respond in his inquiry, we have noticed some inconsistencies what Fulton County has reported to the federal sub-award reporting system, and we are working with them to update the reporting accordingly. The Department of Justice box told the outlet on Friday. No further details were provided regarding the $488,000 grant, which was intended for the creation of a Center for Youth Empowerment and Gang Prevention in Atlanta. While the grant ended in September last year, the center was never opened. Funny how that works. Oh, hiccups. Coming in at the end. Come on, fuck off. Just like 2 more minutes. Actually, not even 2 more minutes. Yeah, so I'm not terribly surprised. That our dear Lord Fannie Willis, among everything else, fucking misappropriated taxpayer funds. It's almost like she did this before. A repeat offender, if you will. Seems to be a serial incident with this here person. Just saying. Okay. I am running on very little sleep, and after the hectic day I had this morning, I am fucking tired. So I got through all of those at a good solid 2 hours. I had fun. Pouring discover that OJ Simpson is dead, but via me. That's a feather in my cap, and I'll go to bed tonight and sleep soundly as a baby. That that there's a thing now. the Deuce, the Deuce is dead. R.I.P. Mister R.I.P. Mister Glove Man. And what? And who's gone live now? Oh, looks like BB's live. Okay. Of course, probably like 10. Okay, I have to. Okay, I'm gonna close out on. I'm gonna close out on a fucking little rant. Fucking Twitter notifications. I swear to fucking God. I get Twitter notifications between. Okay, I'm not going to put the phone in front of the camera because it'll spaz out. I get Twitter notifications of people going live between 5 and 20 minutes after they've actually gone live. It's fucking retarded. That's why I got Dana to post going live in my general channel. And even then it was like 5 to 10 minutes after she gone live I saw that post. I'm like, I just can't win. When it comes to people going live and I want to watch them, it's like I just can't win. I just can't win. Notifications are what notifications? What are those? I just can't. What are notifications? Are they tasty? Okay. So, thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.